Welcome to Astrology with Tess. Today's episode is called Jupiter, Your Enthusiasm, is the God of Gods and Men. My aim with today's episode is that you walk away with an increased awareness of a superpower that has lived within you for your whole life. Of course, what I am referring to is your enthusiasm. When people mention enthusiasm, oftentimes the image that becomes evoked is one of Richard Simmons jumping around in a tiny outfit.
Here we go, and lift, and lift.
While this is wonderful, and Simmons does happen to have Jupiter featured extremely prominently in his own chart, it isn't the whole story when it comes to knowing what enthusiasm is and how to make best use of it. What is wonderful about astrology is that we can actually tap into subjects, such as enthusiasm, and have an archetypal roadmap to dive deeper into its meaning. Jupiter is the planet associated with enthusiasm. Jupiter is a great big planet, the biggest of them all, excluding the Sun, which is actually a star. Jupiter is Jove, where we get the word jovial, and jubilant. It is associated with belief, optimism, expansion, learning, faith, and inspiration. With the archetypal umbrella of Jupiter, we can take some of its associations and discover some interesting connections. For instance, learning and enthusiasm, both Jupiter words. Imagine learning without any enthusiasm. Oh no. Keep those eyes open. Just a few more hours. Keep taking notes. Pay attention. Now imagine learning something you're fascinated with. Curiosity is dancing about.
Interesting.
You are making amazing associations. You are getting smarter as you absorb new and thrilling concepts.
Wow.
You feel yourself growing, and it's so fun and exciting. Some scientists say that enthusiasm is kind of like a fertilizer for the brain, because it helps facilitate the growth and remodeling of neural networks. In Greek mythology, Jupiter is Zeus, the god of gods and men, and he wields a bolt of lightning. And did you know that lightning can actually also serve as a fertilizer for the soil? There's enough electrical energy in lightning to separate the nitrogen atoms in the air. These atoms can then fall to the earth with the rainwater and combine with minerals in the soil to form nitrates, a type of fertilizer. Zeus became the god of gods and men after overthrowing his father, Kronos, who in astrology is the planet Saturn. I'm going to take us straight to an interview with a man named Arthur M. Young as he talks about the symbolism of this myth.
Saturn is also supposed to be Old Father Time.
Arthur M. Young was an inventor, mathematician, philosopher, astrologer, and cosmologist. He famously created the first commercially successful helicopter in 1945. Very interesting fellow. So here we go.
Saturn, or Kronos, ate his own children. What does that mean? It means things born in time die in time. Things have a finite life. And the things have to obey this law. And in the myth, So, to let Zeus escape, she wraps a stone in swaddling clothes and feeds it to Kronos, who eats the stone, enables Zeus to escape. Now, this to me is a very subtle way of describing what the inventor does. He recognizes there is the law and does the necessary thing to obey the law, but then he is able to use the law for that. By knowing the law, he can use it.
When our enthusiasm is confronted by the law or limitation of any kind, getting to really know and understand the law is a huge part of enthusiasm's edge. By using the law to work for us, we are wielding lightning. We are Zeus. We are enthused. We learn better. And we are far more likely to make headway with our goals. We don't want to ignore the law. That would be too much Jupiter and too little Saturn, resulting in naivete, cockiness, behavior that makes a person likely headed for a fall. Too much law without enthusiasm is the reverse, where Saturn is overdone and Jupiter underdone. This can result in bitterness, futility, and being old before your time.
I really don't care.
There is a balance to be nurtured, and, as the myth teaches us, it's actually enthusiasm that has final say. Enthusiasm comes from the Greek word enthusiasmos, which means possessed by a god or inspired. In the 16th and 17th centuries, the word was used more in a derogatory sense to describe excessive religious passion. Think convulsions, ecstatic dancing, and speaking in tongues. In fact, Quakers got their name from this type of energy, as in quaking or trembling in the presence of the Lord. We can get even closer to this energy by studying how lightning works. Lightning happens when there is a buildup of negative charge in the clouds that creates a buildup of positive charge in the earth. And then the two charges start trying to connect. To create a circuit. Air blocks it until it becomes too strong a charge. That's when an invisible electrical impulse shoots down from the cloud in steps until it almost reaches the ground. Then another invisible electrical charge reaches up to meet it and complete the circuit. That's when a bolt of lightning strikes up the invisible path at 62 miles per hour. More bolts can rise up the same path right after. It happens so fast, we only see one bolt of lightning. This image makes me think of the Michelangelo painting that makes up part of the Sistine Chapel, the creation of Adam, where Adam and God are reaching to touch hands, not quite yet touching, just reaching, one from the ground and one from the sky. And the shape behind God and the angels is an anatomically correct depiction of the human brain, which we all know needs electricity to function. Electricity, enthusiasm, possessed by a god? It's no wonder that the two signs of the zodiac associated with Jupiter are Sagittarius and Pisces, both of which are related to religion and spirituality. Of course, religion and spirituality are not the only ways to get in touch with your enthusiasm. Electrical enthusiasm will find its resonance in a person in its own unique way.
I know nothing with any certainty, but the sight of the stars make me dream.
Vincent Van Gogh is in Aries with a Sagittarius moon conjunct Jupiter. The lunar pole of his feelings, seeking this fiery path of enthusiasm and expansion. His paintings contain the energy of lightning as they expand our perceptions of reality. Vivid color, bold textures, and a playfulness of perspective put human spirit back in the driver's seat. Sometimes enthusiasm is found in revealing the beautiful darkness of things. Alfred Hitchcock is a drama-loving Leo with Jupiter conjunct his Scorpio moon. He is a playful Leo. He famously had his crew turn Janet Leigh's shower ice cold during the filming of Psycho to get a genuine shock of reaction from her, driving up the fear factor of that terrifying scene. So in closing, get to know the electrical enthusiasm that resides within you. As Winston Churchill said, success is the ability to go from failure to failure without losing your enthusiasm. And as Henry David Thoreau said, none are so old as those who have outlived enthusiasm. Remember, you are the inventor, and as you wield the lightning, dare to best understand the laws that surround you so you can use them to work for you instead of against you. And remember, it's Jupiter that gets final say. Your enthusiasm is the god of gods and men. Until next time, happy astropondering.